fellow furniture dorks. I am Alyssa Morrow with Rave Home Staging and Rave Home Collection. And we are on day 3 of this boho piece. Look who I've got.
I'm back.
And apparently for us, it is Silly Hat Day.
Silly Hat Day.
Which, you know, I love my crowns and my tiaras. And if you watched our Dollar Tree haul a while back, you might have seen when I picked all these out.
She grabbed a lot of them that day.
And I kind of forgot about them. And she was like, what's all this Christmas stuff over here?
Because it's Christmas.
Because it's, you know, not only is she okay with the Christmas music now, but apparently she's okay with fun hats.
Well, it's that time of year. When it's not that time of the year, then forget about it. Forget about it.
Okay, so I'm just pulling this up so I can see comments and questions and such.
Let's see here.
And if you watched us on Wednesday, then you probably saw that, well, it was very streaky and very runny. And hi, Mitzi and Rashonda. So then last night I came on here live and I went over all the streaky. Now you probably can't see it very well from where you at, but I'll get some close-ups. You actually can see the drip marks under here.
You really can.
They're just kind of dimensioned coming from behind. So it's not like we completely covered them.
But I gotta say, my little lights are leaving wonderful little shadows on there.
So you can still see the dripping under here, which was the point. The point was never to have it just completely dripping the way it was left the first night. The idea is that you see all that dimension behind it. I think Heidi Ann said that this looks like a storm at sea, and I love kind of that because we're putting the transfers on today, which are the seaweed Prima transfers. There's 4 of them. I have 1 for each door, and I've taped the first 2 on. I think Sue can go ahead and start working on those, and I want to show you kind of how.
Here's hoping I get it.
How I line them up. This I did not top coat it, but Dixie Belle it's supposed to be good after it's sat overnight, and this has sat overnight. So I'm going to show you how I measured to get these. All these should all be in the right place. We did measure this one and this one to be sure that they look like they were in the right places. So these are all different size. And so really my goal is to kind of have them centered on the door. And to do that, I am taking a measuring tape and a ruler. And I'm measuring with that from corner to corner. And kind of making a very soft line on the plastic part of my transfer. So this is almost 17, so that's about 8.5. So I'm gonna just kind of draw a line right around the 8.5 at the one angle. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other.
This is like math.
I mean, it's not exactly like math.
There's like math involved.
So, but basically I do it that way. And so it's hard to see probably, but there's like a little pencil X, which tells me exactly where the middle of this transfer is. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the door. I'm going to go from corner to corner. And it is important that you're doing the corner kind of along the edge so that basically the corner of your tape, it creates a nice straight line for you. And again, this is about just over 25 inches. So that's right around the 12 3/4. So I'm going to draw my line right around here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this direction.
I see your little X on this one.
On the plastic though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this gives me my X here. Okay. So now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to get rid of almost all of that X except for just the little pinpoint. Just so I know where this has to line up on my film, okay? So I'm gonna take my backing off. And I can see right through it. So now I'm gonna find that X. And I'm gonna put my transfer kind of right up there, make sure it's lining straight up and down. And then I will just cautiously measure to be sure that it seems to be lining up with the others, which the others were just about 3.5 inches down. This is a little longer than that, but it's centered. The idea is that it's centered, not necessarily at the same exact height, if that makes sense. Because some could be a little higher, or I should say a little longer than others. So
shouldn't they all be the same size? Or that's not necessarily
that
true?
is not necessarily true.
Well, that's a good thing to know.
That's why we're centering them,
okay.
because they may not all be exactly the same. But if they're all at the center point,
I'm sorry, I was late to the show.
If they're all at the center point, then we know. So I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I'm counting on those marks being correct, but I'm also measuring to also make sure that, you know, because there's math involved, it's always measure twice, cut once. In this case, measure twice, stick once, right? You only get one chance at this. Since I have this last one and they're going to be right next to each other, I'm actually going to eyeball it.
Ooh, that's frightening. Do you need a piece of tape?
Maybe.
They give me purpose. Read. Festive lights. Feel them wobbling around on my head. Ooh, back here.
All right, I'm feeling pretty good.
Thanks.
So be sure this is straight. Yep, feeling pretty good about that. Okay. So let me put another piece of tape down for the bottom.
They're coming off pretty nice. Coming off real nice.
Okay, let me check comments. Oh, we got a lot of comments or activity going on here.
Yay!
Let's see, what are people saying?
Let's get chatty.
So hi Brenda and Lou and Laura, Rashonda, thank you. Josh, you know, it's our Teresa thing. Susan, Lacey, Diane, Orit, hi Shari, Amy, Jennifer, Al, thanks for joining us today. How do you like how this is coming along? Were you scared the first day? Was it like, oh dear Lord, what is she doing? I didn't bring a stick for me. I just had the one stick, so let me scooch off here and go get another stick.
I was gonna say, you want me to roll over there and grab one? Over there. Over there. Somewhere on that shelf, there's like tools up there where the little blue funnel is.
Yeah. Oh no, I got a stick over here.
Okay. I'm learning these shelves.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good.
The world is giving me trouble. Come on, world.
So, and these transfers are super easy. If your paint is dry, if you follow the instructions.
We've been giving this one time to do its drying thing.
Yeah, if you give it time to do its drying thing, they're real nice. How have you guys felt about the process of this transformation? Like, this has been a long one for us.
Definitely was. Or it is.
I love the dimension that the blending provides. I think that's a lot of fun. Rashonda asked last night if you weren't here because this method freaked you out.
No, it didn't freak me out. I had other work duties to attend to.
Did you see that comment last night? Is that why you were laughing?
No. Did not see the comment last night. Learn not to get freaked out about anything in the paint room. Anywhere else I might freak out about anything else.
Well, it's probably a good attitude. No freaking out in the paint room. Teresa is still off. She had planned on taking Thursday and Friday off. On Monday and Tuesday she had off because she worked all Black Friday weekend. And Wednesday she wasn't feeling well. So she stayed home sick.
She's not been feeling good. So hopefully she's feeling better today.
Otherwise her vacation plans suck. It's always terrible when you get sick on your vacation.
It really is. Speaking from experience, getting sick on vacation is no fun.
So the drippy has transformed into shadowy gray storm clouds. Yes.
Pretty much. They are very stormy looking.
Which feels positively coastal in my opinion. Which is what we were going for. Heidi Ann says, hello! Hello! I don't know if she said it with that accent or not, but that's the accent I'm giving it.
You can't say hello without saying
hello! It's like we're the queen. Speaking of which, anybody else watching The Crown?
Yeah, that's been our watch for the last couple weeks.
Rashonda says, Sue, my son does want to know more about the stuffed pork chops.
Oh, well, I thought I made them the other night, but I do love making stuffed pork chops.
So, apparently, she only said she was making pork chops, and I heard the stuffed part.
I thought about stuffing them. They were fat enough to stuff them. They would have been perfect stuff. But we just had stuffing. And I thought, well, we don't want stuffing again. And I always hear about, well, we just had this. I don't want this again. I don't want this again. John will complain about something.
I don't usually complain if it's something that I don't have to cook. That's usually my rule. If I didn't have to cook it, I don't complain too much.
Unless it's got onions in it.
Unless it's got onions in it. Or peppers.
All of my favorite things.
But that's not fair because you know I can't eat those.
I know, but I can. They're all my favorite things.
These are a few of my favorite
So
things.
I've got ahead and pulled out the slow crocker today. We're doing pot roast. So we'll see how that does.
Heidi Ann says definitely coastal.
It is definitely coastal.
So when you're working with the transfers, you can kind of see that they start to turn hazy where they're sticking to the furniture underneath. So it's usually pretty easy to know when you're ready to lift. And sometimes if you can get like a little bubble and you can push that bubble along like this, then what'll happen is that's what Sue and I call riding the wave.
Ride that wave.
It basically, as it's pushing that bubble down, it's pushing the transfer onto the wood. Or the
It's kind of fun
surface.
to watch. It's one of those things you'll see on Oddly Satisfying on Reddit, you know? You just sit there and watch weird little things transfer. But this one's on there pretty good. I think I did a good job on this one. Whoop, whoop. I didn't goof it up. It didn't goof me up. We're working together today.
It's amazing what happens when you actually, follow the instructions
Wow, yeah.
and not try to do it your own way because you're out of time.
Yeah, I did learn reading one of the things on Facebook is you don't put gator hide on top of a transfer. No gator hide on top of a transfer.
That's right. You can use a top coat, you can use wax, but do not use gator hide.
Right. Thank you, Cece, for educating me.
What'll happen is, while the gator hide is actually a stronger top coat. It also is a little thinner and it can get under any of the bubbles. I'm just going to use my...
Is that what happens? It gets under the
It
bubbles?
gets under the bubbles.
Because it seemed like it was shrinking the transfer.
No, it gets under the bubbles and then lifts them.
And then lifts them.
I'm just kind of using the plastic to burnish a little bit.
For me, I like to go straight down and make sure everything is on there. Because I see that it's not as taut onto there with the tape as it could be, I suppose. I'll make sure I don't get any weird bubbles when I'm trying to do this.
Right. I'm trying to get down any of the little, you know, anything that's not quite down all the way, anything that's a little bit loose, just kind of get it nice and stuck so there's no bubbles, so that when we do the top coat, that nothing comes loose. There's no way for any of the top coat to get under this. I find that to be especially true when you've got, like, this one has like a bunch of little dots.
Yes. It does have a bunch of little dots. And I've got to say, there's been at least 3 dots that did not make it onto this piece. And I just said,
okay. And I will lightly sand this too before I top coat it.
oh, you're going to give it a little bit of a distress?
Not much of a distress, mostly just anything that feels at all loose or...
Got a weird little bumpy. I don't know if it's something in the paint, if it's just one of the little odd Mars on the piece, but it wants to tear my thing. Don't tear my thing here.
Don't tear it.
Don't mess with my transfers.
Okay, let's see. Hi, Raina.
Hi, Raina.
What will we be doing with the top? So the top, we are going to do some dry brushing. I'm going to do some dry brushing on the top. Hi, Carol. Hi, Nagwan.
Gonna give
Stacy.
it, make it look like a weathered driftwood wood looking thing.
A little bit. I still want to keep some of the dark, so not quite driftwood.
My command of the English language
Words are hard.
is quite good.
We should just get you the Kevin and
Words are hard.
Caitlin shirt. Words are hard.
Can be.
So I know that, like, the transfers brings so much to the pieces as, you know, as they are, but I really feel like the blending has just sort of upped a notch this whole transfer.
Or dimension. Who doesn't like dimension? What about the 5th dimension? Who doesn't like the 5th dimension? Just saying.
What about the 5th element? That's your favorite.
Oh, now we all love the 5th element. If you haven't seen the 5th element, that should be your Christmas movie of the year. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. But by
gonna
golly,
say,
it's worth watching.
That has less to do with Christmas than Die Hard. But yes, I do count Die Hard as a Christmas movie. With all the layers of paint, how did the texture come out? Maybe Sue can do a close-up when the transfers are on. Yeah, so, I mean, it's soft because the layers...
It really is. You don't hardly notice them at all.
The layers are, you know, they were all evened out, so it's not like it's lumpy and bumpy with texture. It just is, like, visual texture.
I'll have to get a close-up in this area right here. You can see all the different layers of paint in here. Looks really neat. Come on, everybody off. Everybody off.
Oh, at once, people. of times I'll say that I can get 3 or 4 pieces out of a transfer. In this case, the whole tube is on here. So
Every last bit of it.
So this transfer, I think it was 27. Yeah, so this transfer was 27. But I think the value that it adds to this piece is a whole lot more.
Got some stubborn spots in these ones. So much little writing and little words and
Yeah.
little swirls.
Yeah.
I ate too much lunch.
Little teriyaki chicken for lunch. You had a bento box. I don't know what that's in
My
it.
bento box had everything. Bento box is a smorgasbord.
I had teriyaki chicken. See, that's that riding the wave I just got right here. Kind of put a little bit of air under there and push it down, and it pushes the transfer onto the piece of furniture.
Come here, you. This one's got a lot of little words.
Now this one's got all this coral.
Something doesn't transfer. You gonna save that little word?
Oh, probably not. Probably not. Okay, John Must Be On. Die Hard is a Christmas movie is being shouted at us from Rave. That brings up a good point of material costs. How much total paint was used? I would say probably no more.
Not a lot.
I'm going to say in total, probably less than 8 ounces, maybe 10 ounces in total between all the different colors. I know it seems like there might be more than that in there, but really there's not, because everything was thin. The only thing that was a lot was the base layer.
It's true. We watered everything else down with a spray bottle, so it's spread out and blend.
And then, of course, a whole package of transfers, which I said was 27.
And then as far as the top coat, how much do you think it'll take? It shouldn't take much at all.
No, it won't take much. So, I'd say we're probably going to use 4 to 6 ounces of top coat, because we're going to do several coats.
Layers, yeah. Make it nice and durable, since it's going to be a sideboard or something.
Somebody will probably use it as maybe a TV stand or in their dining room, buffet, entry table of a nice house, kind of a bigger house. So here's the fun question. What, if you sell furniture or if you buy furniture, what would you list this at? What price do you think would be fair on this piece?
Jacksonville's a funny area. It's not in New York or Los Angeles.
No, but Rashawn's in Houston.
Houston, I would imagine you'd
Probably
get similar
similar.
prices.
Yeah, I would think similar to this. Heidi Ann is local, I think. Let's see. Shari says, I had a little disaster last night.
Uh-oh.
Was ready to clear coat a piece. Okay. Had a bottle set and varnish that was kind of old. Shook it up, stuck my brush in at about 1/2 inch, hit a lump. Dumped it into a plastic container and tried to shake it and melt it, but now it's bubbly. I tried it on a piece of wood and there were bubbles and tiny chunks. I think I need to throw it out. Yep, throw it out, throw it out, throw
Does
it
not
out.
sound good.
Throw it out. I mean, you could try to strain it through,
All right, there's
like
a chunk on there. You were gonna distress, right?
yeah, you could try to strain it through like a cheesecloth. But in all honesty, I would just dump it. I mean,
Yeah, that stuff goes bad. It was like one of the discussions we've had here was it our top coats that were smelling funny?
Mm-hmm.
It was like it went bad.
Oh, I lost a piece up here.
Do I have to keep it in the refrigerator? What's going on?
I lost a piece here and I don't know where because it's not on my. It's not on here.
Is it over there?
It's just like a little. No, I don't know where it went. It's just not there. Just like a little corner.
Huh.
It's just not there.
It disappeared.
Well.
Alright, that's on. It's on. It seems to be down. I got a couple of spots that kind of are a little peely. So when you go to do a little distress, that's gonna come off. So you want to be careful right there. Trying to do a nice.
Maybe I'll go ahead and do the top coat. First layer of top coat and then I'll distress anything that's
Yeah, that'd probably be helpful.
still hanging out. So we don't lose.
I don't want to lose nothing. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Pretty good? Pretty good? Where are we at?
Let's see. Nothing will break your heart like doing a great piece and then having the top coat fail. Exactly.
Oh, God, yeah.
Exactly. Just
Keep the top coat fresh.
let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
It's the musical portion of the show today.
That's right. That's right. You know, we always got to have one of those. Okay, I didn't grab a top coat. You want to grab some
Which one?
of the Dixie Belle satin and a brush.
Dixie Belle satin and a brush.
And I'll
Beautiful.
move the
Thank
camera
you.
and get ready to do, I'll start doing the dry brush. And you can start doing the top coat.
Okay, I can top coat.
She can top coat.
That's just slapping stuff on. I'm getting so old.
How do you like the transfers on it?
Alright, which one did you say?
Dixie Belle satin. Satin. Satin.
Do I just want to use one of these?
No, you want a real
I
brush.
want a real brush. Alright, give me a minute. I'll be back. Entertain, will you?
Entertain. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Okay, let's see. Hi, Haunty. Thank you, Shar. Hi, Brenda. I have a buffet like this that I've not gotten to yet, and the list price is a big question for me as well. When I look at local comps, I see some are as low as $100. Absolutely not. Which makes it hard to list for the high-end comps of $1,200. The struggle is real. I don't disagree with you at all. This is a beautiful piece. I don't know that I could sell this for $1,200 in my area either. I'll kind of get it done. My thought process is probably like $7.95.
I was just thinking 800.
So that's probably where my mind is at on this piece. I think it's really lovely. I think there's a lot of work in it. The inside is really nice. So in my mind, that's kind of where I'm at. What do you guys think? $7.95?
I like that number. I was thinking 8, so, you know. Anyway, we're using our Klingon brushes today.
And Suzanne, why are we using Klingon brushes today?
Because they can be pretty doggone awesome. They do, in fact, clean themselves. Now, because it is a Klingon brush and it has been setting in the water, I'm doing my very best to squeeze out as much water as possible because I don't want that in my top coat. Otherwise my top coat will go in funny. So that is one use for a Klingon. Otherwise, if you're blending, as you saw the other day, these little suckers being all wet are great.
Yeah, the fact that they're wet and they're made to keep wet is really nice.
Now, unlike two other people I know that like to be live on the show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I brought myself a little cup for my top coat so that I'm not dipping into the jar. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
You can't see me making faces, but I'm making them.
Oh, I saw you.
They can't see me making faces.
She's making faces at me. Believe me, I know she's making faces at me. All right.
Rashana, did you say good price because you think it's the right price or because you think that's a cheap price? Like good value. Not necessarily right or wrong answer, just curious.
Pricing is very tricky. It always is tricky. No singing today.
No singing today?
I said it's tricky. I expected you to bust out.
Oh. It's tricky. Tricky. Better?
I know how you 80s people are with your music. I don't consider myself an 80s person. I'm so young at heart.
Uh-huh. I see how you try to play that.
Although I like older music, so it's okay.
Oh, let me get the camera, move it this way.
Oh yeah, you want to see what we're doing. And they wanted to have some close-ups, and I completely forgot to do close-ups.
Okay, I'll do close-ups after we show dry brushing. I can't see you.
That means you guys aren't going to be looking at my big butt, so I can get
Hang on, I gotta turn this light so I can actually see what the camera is gonna see. I think that'll work. Okay. Okay, so I have a chip brush and my paint. This is the Sawmill Gravy, and I'm just putting a little bit of paint on there and then mostly wiping it off. And with very light touch, I'm just sort of streaking some paint on here. And I said the word streaking, so if Heather's anywhere nearby, there's giggling going on. Because that's just how she rolls.
And then that song starts playing in my head.
What song?
And they call in the street.
Oh.
Which, I haven't verified it, but I still think it's Ray Stevens. Because that's what he does. So we're flipping through this one pretty quick.
Yeah. So, and the main reason that I'm doing anything to the top, to be honest, is I really like the dark wood. Is that when Nick did it, he kind of left these big screw holes, which I don't love. And so, while this may actually make them more obvious,
I was going to say, how come we didn't fill them?
well, this might actually make them more obvious. My goal is that it looks a little more distressed, so it's not as big of a deal because I'm not trying to pretend like it's pristine. I'm actually trying to look like it's roughed up a bit. I'm trying to give...
Like a washed up on a beach?
Trying to give the defects some purpose and make them look more like that was the plan all along. Sometimes accidents, you know, can be happy accidents.
Well, Ross will tell you that.
Let's make a happy little tree now. Happy little tree. Happy little tree. Trying to move the camera here. There we go. Stuck my paint. My fingers in paint.
Don't be doing that.
And typically I dry brush with a couple different colors. I usually like 2 to 3. And I would count this stain as one of the colors at this point.
Well, that seems fair. I do love the way this is looking with all the different colors blended and layered. Painting over it with this top coat really showing everything off.
Bringing it to life.
Look at that. Screw holes add to the character.
There you go.
It is Ray Stevens. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
You got it right.
Alright, do I want to add another color? I should. I'm going to go grab the Driftwood Gray.
Is that the one I was using?
It is.
Alright, then it's out here. Painting some chairs today. I'm going to whip out some things so we can get them on the floor.
Well, I think you're working on a custom.
Oh, I'm working on something that's customizable. Customizable? Lord knows I'm not customizing. I'm just painting what you tell me to.
You're doing the base coating for a custom.
There we go. I have that skill.
And then I will go in later with the dry brushing.
And I'll have to recover the seats. So I got that all set up.
And that custom will be ready to go out this weekend. I don't know if they'll be ready to pick it up this weekend.
But it'll be ready to
It'll
go.
be ready to go out. Then we can move it over to the warehouse and have some more room in here because we've been working on that piece for a while.
Or not
Okay.
working on it for a while.
Huh?
Or not working on it.
Or not
for a
working on
while.
it for a while and just having it as taking up space in the shop or in the back area. It's not a COVID cough, it's just a dry cough. Promise. I feel like anytime you cough, you have to explain yourself.
Oh, hi. Ooh, that looks good. All right, you're pulling all my cords.
What would you like me to do?
I don't know. It's getting dangerous in here.
Only if you walk on that area.
Do you want this thing
Shh,
covered?
don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. What aren't we telling them?
That it's getting dangerous. I want like the fire marshal to come or something.
This would be the day. 'Cause I'm surrounded by cords.
That's right. Surely the fire marshal doesn't watch this show.
You never know. They liked it when they came through. They liked our store.
Now, because I am dry brushing this, Sue will have to top coat it
I will?
when I'm done here. Well, it will have to be top coated.
I will? Wait a minute.
And she's like, I didn't sign up for this. Oh, it's gonna be nice. I actually get Sunday off. We're gonna decorate the house. I don't remember the last time I had a day off.
Wonder doesn't get the day off. Owner works 24/7.
Anna is at the Vintage Market Days.
She is.
Is that right? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called.
The one over at the fairground?
Yeah.
Didn't know what was going on today.
She had early bird tickets.
I guess today's Friday, isn't it?
It is Friday.
Well, welcome to Friday, everybody.
Now you're acting like Teresa. Good stand-in.
I'll try and fill in where I can. Hi.
Hi. What? What do you
Oh, I
do?
like that on the ends. Ah, I wish I could get the camera and show everybody, but I'm sitting on my butt.
I'll show them here in a second. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that amount of dry brushing. So let me take you guys for a little flight.
Bye-byes.
Let me move this back so I do not trip on said cords that we have already discussed are running rampant. Okay, let me disconnect here and disconnect here. Sorry for my hands in the way.
And shaking.
Okay. Coming out. There we go. Okay. So. Here's the up close. What part was you wanted to show?
I like the lighter area right up on the top there where you can just see like every single layer of color. You guys see anything, let me know. I'll fix it.
She's our spot check girl, you know.
Well, I'm busy doing other things. Can't be spot checking when I'm painting.
Okay, and then here's the top.
Sitting down here listening to every vertebrae in my back go pop, pop, pop.
On the sides. And get you back in your cradle so I make you less dizzy, hopefully. Sorry about my hands again. Right? Okay, and we're back. What is the hardware? So, I get to make a choice on the hardware that
That's a good question.
I'm grabbing them.
Hang on.
Watch
I gotta get to this side. Oh. Lord.
Do we need to heat gun it?
I don't know. I gotta get this side.
Okay. So, I have a choice here, and that Anna picked out these, which I like, but I think they might be a little bold, a little too Prussian blue. And these are the originals, which I think is what I'm going to actually end up using.
Do you want them cleaned up? Or are you gonna wax them? Or are you gonna?
You know, I could add some zhuzh. I could add some wax to them and brighten them up a little bit. I love my gold wax for that. Why don't you slide that heat gun to me and I'll start drawing some of this so I can identify some of the hardware choices here a little better without getting my fingers stuck in, you know, top coat.
Please don't get your fingers stuck in top coat. I'll have to fix it.
Let's see. Good fair price to list out, especially since it's gorgeous. It's logical that buyers would pay that. Yeah, I think $7.95 is good. You're right. I don't think less than $6.50 is. I think anything under $6.50 is just too cheap. I would agree with that. Let's see. Ooh, the top looks great. Thank you. Like weathered coastal wood. Yep. And Rashawn says it looks great. Love the layers. Sue, you missed a spot over there.
Where did I miss a spot? Where? Where is there?
Where's there, Rashonda?
You got this. Come on now. She's probably in her laughing. Making me get up and search. Look, I'm an old lady. What's that feel like it today?
I'll make sure that I get some photos where, like down here, I don't know if you can really see it, but down here, you can really see the drip marks coming under. And then kind of under, like some of the underneath areas. I'll try to get some good pictures where you can really see that dimension. And you know I love matte, but the reason I went with a gloss is because I feel like it would really show off. The slight bit of gloss to that, I think, makes it more interesting when it does look so cloudy. And the reason you see me kind of touching is there's just a couple little areas where the paint, the top coat dripped a little bit. Oh. And I was just kind of brushing the drip marks away.
Here, you need a brush. Oh. There and there. Alright, what did I miss? What did I miss? Just laughing over there. I can't even see what you're painting, but keep looking for any missed spots.
Yeah, let me see your brush for me.
I see a drip. Right behind my hardware. Boom. How are you guys doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Joey Triviani.
Triviani.
What?
I said it's Triviani. anything specific? You brought over all these extra screws.
I think they're to those.
No, I'm missing one of the handles over here.
Okay, you go ahead and dry over there, and then let's start getting the second coat on so that I can come in with some wax. I'm gonna go get the wax and the dust.
Did you find them over there?
What?
The handles. I need to find another one of these.
I will look for another one of those. I'm not doing that right now.
All right. I'm drying.
You're gonna dry, and then you're gonna put your second coat on.
Oh my God, she didn't say anything about 2 coats, did she?
Always 2 coats? At least?
So many fun colors. Hang on. What's this little drip? Drip, 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 little late for a shower. Oh no.
What was that?
I'm singing.
What was she talking about? I haven't figured out Teresa's organizational system yet.
What's that? What do you
I
mean?
haven't figured out Teresa's organizational system yet.
Well, each paint is in order of its paint. It's all grouped together. So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for my dust.
That's probably over here. Got a couple of bins up there. It's probably in one of those. It's where all our glazes and the zhuzhables. Our zhuzhable collection. Wow, you know, I think all of these are pretty well even. They look like they're in line. They look like they're all straight up and down and centered right, left. Wow. Wow.
It's like I could measure.
It's like crazy. I see where them little nooks and crannies will dry out in there. Oh, you little nooks and crannies. Now, if we could turn this into a yoga class, paint class, I would be much better off in life. I need this stretching. Downward facing painter. Is that a thing?
I mean, it could be, I suppose.
Woo, I got a lot of spots over here where I got drippage. I'm a little crazy over here. As everybody gets to sit and stare at the lovely piece all on its own, not encumbered by my big butt.
I'll go ahead and start doing the second coat. Where's the brush?
This one? Did you get the side?
Yep. I'm going to focus on getting a couple panels here so you can see the waxing process.
There is such a shine to this one. Is satin supposed to be so shiny?
Yes. That's why I chose that for this piece.
I keep seeing your reflection and I'm like, alright, I'm not dry yet. Alright, I'm not dry yet. Alright, I'm not dry yet. So I could possibly be dry and I'm just seeing things.
Yeah, you could be.
Well, seems fair. Ugh. To the side. How's the front feeling?
Just remember to keep it moving so you don't accidentally
Bubble up?
bubble up.
Yeah, I'm looking at a spot over here from when we dried the paint, and I think if I was the one drying the paint on this side, and only a replay will tell us for sure.
I'm sure it was me.
There's a little spot that's a little bubbly.
I'm sure that was probably me.
Oh, that stuff comes off.
Huh?
All that melted plastic that I keep smelling, it will come off when you rub it on the bottom of your shoe.
Oh, well, that's one way to do it.
Alright, the bottom of your shoe can be handy for sticking things, as we all know. Just so I don't burn myself trying to clean off the tip.
There you go. Handy dandy.
There we go. I'm full of good information today.
Such useful.
Everything else feeling alright up in here?
Up in here. Up in here.
Got it that time. Alright, what are you gonna do with, is that gonna be all dirt?
I'm gonna pass this off to you. And give me that dryer so I can get these dried. Up in here. Up in here. Let's see.
Try not to touch the hot tip, Sue.
Ooh, the top looks great. Yeah, thank you.
I don't want anything else to melt on there.
Okay.
Okay, we are off and running.
So we're gonna go moving on and
Aha! But we're not moving on.
here I can see the drip marks through underneath. I love that.
Oh, underneath the thingy?
Yeah.
I can say the word transfer, just not when I'm thinking about it. Just so you know.
Interestingly enough, you might have noticed that I didn't do any distressing with sandpaper.
Yet. Right?
No, I'm not going to sand this.
No way!
I mean, I might over the transfer with a really soft one to make sure everything is down and smooth.
It doesn't seem like you. Are you feeling feverish today?
I am not. I just don't feel like it needs it, strangely.
That's so strange. Strange coming from you.
Okay, so normally I would use the Dixie dirt for this, but I cannot seem to locate where Teresa.
It's a little tiny jar. You
I can't find it anywhere. I have no idea where she's put it.
Do I need to get up?
No, it's fine. So normally I would use the Dixie dirt for this. I don't have it. So I'm going to use from when we used to sell DIY. I have some leftover decrepit dirt. So, or decrepit dust. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Easy Peasy wax because, you know, it's easy peasy.
It is easy peasy.
I'm gonna throw some wax up here in the corners. And I'm just gonna put a little dust on this cap here, spread it around, and take my brush and just get just a tiny bit on the tips of my brush. And when I say a tiny bit, can you see, I really mean a tiny bit. And I'm gonna work those in. I can add more. It's easier to add than it is to take it away. So I just wanna go in and sort of work some of that in the corners
So
here.
unlike working with the different waxes, you can't just go and wax over it and remove it?
Well, you can, but it's just easier to add more than it is to take it away. But you could, because
That is
it's
true.
because I'm throwing wax on here, I can still spray with more wax and move it around. But in my opinion, this creates a different look than just a different wax. So it has sort of a different texture to me.
Okay.
So that's why I'm choosing this over the idea of just using a darker wax. And I'll bring you in close at some point so you can see what I'm talking about. Actually, I'll probably have Sue bring you in close because
I'm just about done on this side, although I need to get your side.
yeah, I
Panel
know
over
this
there.
side, yeah.
Ugh. Scooching around, scooching around.
And I'm really just trying to focus on the kind of outside here, not the inner door, just sort of the outside of the piece. Again, to kind of highlight certain areas. Or low light in this case, I suppose. What?
You're low lighting,
I'm low lighting.
which is better than gas lighting because it's much nicer.
Well, yes, I mean, really not completely comparable there, but. So this piece to me is all about the variety of the textures, you know, the way I'm aging it. There's still one more thing I might try on this piece.
Oh.
You've heard us talk before, I'm sure, about dusting it with a little bit of Miss Mustard seed
Oh, and then spraying it?
and then spraying it.
Oh. That could be very interesting. What color would you do if by chance you were to do
I
something
think
like
I
that?
would use like kitchen scale,
I was thinking kitchen scale.
maybe a little boxwood, sort of the greens.
Green? Green with yellow?
Yeah, kind of like seaweed, you know.
Like spray it around the bottom or all over or?
I mean, just sort of dust a few flakes on, just to have some, again, some dimension to it.
Anybody want to see her try that? I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
I've never done it. I saw somebody else do it and thought,
You can
that
do that?
looks cool.
I thought, you can do that?
It was a reclaimed heirloom. And I thought, oh, that's a technique I haven't tried. And this might just be the perfect piece for that.
All right, so I need to get your spot over on that side, that half, that side door, that, where am I?
Yeah, you want to give them a sort of flyby over here on your way over there to kind of show them what I'm doing here?
Maybe.
So they can see the way I'm building the texture of the wax, not just or the dust, not just
All right, we got some questions here.
okay.
Shari says she doesn't like using the satin sometimes because she gets a streaky brush stroke look. How do you avoid that?
Teresa has that problem too, and so what we do with what she usually does, the technique that I taught her was to use a sponge.
She
And
does sponge just about everything.
and
now.
so she sponges just about all of her top coats, and she does not have that problem anymore.
Oh, it's looking all grubby now. I like it.
Yeah.
And then, glad you went with this method of zhuzh. Shonda likes it. This is looking neat. Looking pretty spiffy. I like to think that I have a fairly light touch with my brush when I'm doing the top coat, but I don't know if that's true. Because we know my light touch does not always go cross light.
No.
No.
Before you get started over there, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, we're flying by. Stopping and reading is not flying by. Ugh.
I mean, it's good. We need comments read. But
Alright, that means we're gonna... Do I keep them on the stand?
it's entirely up to you.
We're gonna try this on the
No, I
stand,
don't think
guys.
so, because you need to bring them in lower.
Oh, never mind. I'm taking you down. Watch out, people. Dramamine time. Definitely gotta find a better way to do this. Woo! Here we go. Over the Santa hat. In the air. You see what she's been doing? You didn't spill me, did you?
No, I just almost sat in it, but no.
See all the nice... The dirt. The dirt. Look at that dirt. Oh my god, it looks like the dog's butt's been rubbing up against it.
That's not polite.
How that like dirty butt, but like dirty butt, because dogs always lay against the wall and leave like dirt marks.
It does not look
And
like poop on my thing.
I didn't say poop. It said dirty butt. Dirty fur. Dirty fur. Doggies with dirty fur. How many people have dusty dogs? I got dusty dogs. Remember, I just need to dry all that over there. I didn't dry. You're moving along quick. All right, people, you liking it? Loving it. Loving it.
Where did my easy
Oh, yes,
peasy
this is
go?
our little room. Back into place.
Where did my easy peasy go?
Am I supposed to be in charge of that now, too?
Oh, it rolled. Okay.
All right, can we see? Let me see where we're at. Oh, yeah, you guys can see. All right, back to...
And Shari says that ties it to the top. Nice touch.
Whew. Hurry up and do this so I can go back over there and start drying so that you can keep doing your dusting.
See, and I didn't really have to distress it with sandpaper to still have it looking a little bit old. See how that went?
Like dirt. We'll say a dirty cat then. The dirty cat's been rubbing up against it. Your little dust swampers.
Rashana says, Sue!
What? Didn't mean like a dirty butt. Like, you know, dog fur. It holds a lot of dust in it.
Remember, Rashana, I said she's always dissing me?
I'm not dissing you. Just calling it like I see it.
But this is also the same best friend who I was painting. She's already laughing. I was painting a bottle brush Christmas tree. And I said, you know, like, what does this look like or whatever? And she says a condom.
It did. It looked like a rolled out condom. You fixed it. I mean, it looked good when you were done, but you asked, I answered.
What's this? Rashana says she is in full dis mode today.
I'm not. Alright, we don't need any more top coat?
No. Lorraine Powell says, I always get dog hair in my paint. Darn dog. Ha. I love this. It's stunning. Every time I watch your lives, I want to start painting something. Well, anything I can lay my hands on, really.
Well, get to it!
Get to it. Thank you for saying that I inspire you to paint something. It's always our goal, right?
Figure if I'm inspiring anybody, it's because they can always say, well, I can do better than that. And I can say, well, yeah, you probably can. Get out there, people. Do better than Sue.
Can you understand when you look closely at the wax why I chose to go with the dirt wax or the dirt and the spray wax versus going with just like an antiquing wax?
All right,
Does
let's
it-
try this door.
Does it kind of make sense now?
It's really neat because it kind of works with this lighter beigey color underneath too.
Yeah.
I forgot what color we used on that. That's drop cloth?
We used drop cloth and sandbar.
Ooh.
So I'm getting some furniture delivered to my house next week. And we've got some projects going on at home that we may, what do you guys think about coming home with us on our lives and watch how we are fixing some stuff up around the house. Some furniture makeovers and painting cabinets and that kind of stuff.
Which means I'll be working. What the hell?
Oh, maybe we'll finish up the bathroom.
You didn't finish that.
I'm feeling good about that.
Are ya?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. Let's see. Roshana says, looks like real beach dirt and dirty kids' handprints, not dirty dog buttocks.
Look, if you've ever had a dog that slept in the same spot up against a wall, after so long, there just becomes this little brown patch of round dog butt that rubs against that wall. Not that it's got anything other than dirt in it, but it comes off the hind end of a dog. Just saying.
You get the vibe that she throws at me, right? You guys hear this stuff, right?
Y'all know what I'm saying. Come on now. Somebody out there, back me up, would you? Please.
Nobody's backing you up with that. Nobody's backing that crap up.
No crap involved, I promise.
See, I went from this like horrible drippy look to kind of a pristine cloud. Now I've kind of gone back to a little more grungy, rustic coastal.
All right.
Remember, I said the more rustic the better is my taste. I can't do this kind of thing in my house though because Jonna hates it.
All right, Shonda says, yes, that'd be great. Seeing real homes and real makeovers is very inspiring. It would have to be a Great Dane to reach that high. Okay, Lorraine, you're probably right. The Great Dane's butt rubbing up against there because, you know, it itches or something. I don't know. I'm just,
Why?
just
Because
saying.
it's got worms now?
No. They're itchy. You know, Patina's very itchy this month because, I don't know, the weather change. She's just itchy.
She has grass allergies.
Maybe. Let's see here. And then Shari says, same thing as kids touching around light switches and handles. That is where the dirt naturally accumulates. So yes, dogs and flat paint do not mix. Someone gets me.
Yeah, it's your cousin.
Well, whatever.
Your cousin's trying to get your butt out of the fire.
It's greatly appreciated.
You know, if you were Heather, I'd have fired you by now.
Probably. I don't get fired. Because I am perfect and we know it.
It's because you live with me.
I am perfect. We all know I'm perfect, right? Everybody says right. Yep, okay.
Yeah, I don't see that comment anywhere on there.
Not yet. It hasn't come across yet.
So, poll.
A pole.
Did you like it more before the dirt or after the dirt? And you can be honest. You can say you liked it better before.
Everybody's got different tastes.
We all know that I love the rustic, so I tend to lean that way.
I think it looks pretty neat as I lay here lounging in front of it.
Okay, so I got to do the two sides, but I don't see any real reason to keep you guys on camera for that. And I know we are past 3 o'clock. We're at 3:15.
Oh, wow.
So we've been going at more than an hour. The only thing I have left is my hardware, and I did grab some of the shiny star, which is like a silver, to maybe do some touches on the hardware to add a little coolness to the warmer.
Are you going to do
bronze
any
color.
sanding on the transfers?
I don't think so.
All right.
If I do, it'll be super light, just enough to make sure they feel soft. But I am really pleased with how it's coming out, so I think it's fun.
Do we want to get a close-up again?
I don't think so. I'll just
All
take a
right.
bunch of close-ups. So watch on Instagram for my close-ups, and I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. If you're following us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Well, we're getting facial reactions from Heather here.
What?
Who, me?
You're sneaking in and making faces.
Oh, beautiful.
So Heather likes it.
Yay.
Okay, so like and subscribe, tell your friends, and we will see you on Monday.
Monday.
For Makeover Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye. Bye.